יש צורך במיליון חולמים שלא עוצמים את עיניהם
כדי להגשים חלום אחד ישן יש צורך במיליון חולמים שלא אוטמים את אוזניהם שמוכנים אל החלום להתגרם כשעוד דוברים איך להקל את הכאב שיכולים להתאהב, להתחייב ולגלות שעוד נשאר להם מקום בלב מקום בלב מקום בלב מקום בלב מקום בלב
Happy that I got to volunteer in the kibbutz, and it was really nice also seeing all these people who volunteered before us, and you can tell us all about the kibbutz, how they were before and how it's changed, and it's really nice seeing people of our own age from different kibbutz who can tell us about different places in Israel. It's really nice.
Oh, this evening it's been lovely. I mean, just thoroughly enjoyed it. We feel very warmly welcomed and it's just vibrant and alive and just absolutely wonderful. I'm very, very grateful. Appreciate it very, very much.
שיכולים להתאהב, להתחייב ולגלות שעוד נשאר להם מקום בלב.
I was here in 1985, 1986. I was a volunteer in Kibbutz Zivan in the Golan, and I met my wife from the Netherlands. We met in Kibbutz Mizra, and we got married. I did almost every kind of job you can imagine, and they really worked us on that kibbutz, man, brother. They worked us. They really, really worked us.
Hello, everybody. We're very happy to have you here, and welcome to the World Volunteers Convention of the Kibbutz. Welcome. I'm happy to invite Aya Sadi, the director of the KTC, the Kibbutz Volunteer Program Center, to say a few words to you.
Okay, so hello everyone and welcome. I am proud to host you in my own home, Kibbutz Tzora. Since the State of Israel was established, after the Six-Day War in 1967, a big wave of volunteers from all over the world began to visit Israel. During those years, the Kibbutz Volunteer Program Center has sent to the kibbutzim more than 350,000 volunteers from 50 different countries. During their stay, they participate in trips that are organized by each kibbutz. They attend the local volunteers events we organize in 3 regions in Israel. They have the chance to be part of a 2-day seminar in Givat Chaviva, which allows them to further learn about the history of the kibbutz, Israel's society, the Holocaust, and Arabs and Jews living together. Currently, 2/3 of the kibbutzim have been privatized. Still, they accept volunteers that work in the same jobs as in the past: service branches, agriculture factories, and tourism. It is my pleasure, on behalf of the kibbutz movement and the State of Israel, to thank you and bless you for your most significant contribution and of being part of our community. Have a wonderful evening and thank you.
The phenomena called the kibbutz has taken a very significant part of establishing the Israeli state from its beginning. And a lot of you a lot of you visited here at the beginning of the Israeli state. It's something that is very unique in building Israel, building the country. And with the time, the kibbutzim have changed their faces, they changed their roles in building the Israeli state, and you, as volunteers, took a very significant part of it. Before I joined the army, I spent about a year at Kibbutz Zivan, so kind of a volunteer. I didn't stay there. It is always funny to remember the period when I was there and everything was focused. I remember everything was focused on what you do for work and what you eat. Because a lot of the times you meet at the dining room and then you go out to work. So all the jokes and the fun we had was around the table. But I can tell you one thing, as a young 20-year-old, less than 20 years, I can tell you that a lot of our friends are people that were volunteers in the kibbutz. We always had the time to sit down, learn from people from all over the world, about the world, because Israel is always so tiny, and we want to see and look around, and that's what you gave us. So we spent a lot of time with the volunteers. Some drinks, some talks, some jokes. It was a great time, I can assure you, judging from now. I would like to welcome the General Manager of the Kibbutz movement, Mr. Marky Levy, to say something.
We all remember the day when we were younger and happily received those who came to us like roaming birds from overseas, bringing with them curiosity, enthusiasm, and an astonishing wish to meet us, to learn about us, and to share with us, even for a short period of time, the special way of life that his name was and still is kibbutz. We called you volunteers, the word that expressed the highest level of the individual's contribution to his fellow man and to the entire community. Dear friend, we were working together, eating together in the dining room, singing and dancing together, and from time to time even falling in love with each other. What can be better than that? This sentence I write now because I see that my wife didn't come, but it's true. The years have passed, but not the good memories. Therefore, to all of you, those who decided to stay, like those who went back to their countries, we want to say you thank you for everything, for your support, and these words are coming from a real loving heart. I wish you an enjoyable evening. Thank you very much.
Bernice Dubois was a volunteer 62 years ago, in 1949.
In 1948, my Habonim group made Aliyah and went to Kfar Blum. And my parents said, we were 5 or 6 of us, you're under 18, you can't go. You have to go to college, that's it. So the following year, I called the Sachnut, Jewish agency, and I said, so now I'm over 18, so what can I do? And they said, would you consider going to a kibbutz? I said, yeah, of course, that's the only thing I would consider. They said, we can arrange it. So I went to Beit HaShita. There were a couple of buildings. There was a Chadar Ochel and maybe 1 or 2 others. Otherwise, tents, okay? Today, no tents, finished. And no Chadar Ochel where it was. It's a beautiful new one, and there's a clubhouse. There used to be, you came out of the tents and you wanted to lie on a beautiful lawn. Today, no lawn, not there. Then they said, what did you do? I went to the cornfields. So he took me to the cornfields. The corn is still there, thank goodness. But it's not the same corn. We used to bend down to pick the corn. Now it's way over my head. You know, it's not the same corn. Then I said, then there were the olive fields. They said, yes, but they're not there anymore. Olive trees don't die that fast. So where are they? Well, we moved them. It's better somewhere else. So they took up a whole olive grove and moved it, only in Israel. Okay?
We have here a volunteer who arrived at the same day that the Six-Day War had started. Why? What were you doing here? I mean, it was a war.
I was in Paris at the time, and 3 weeks before the war, there was a huge crisis. And that crisis became a huge threat, not only on Israel, but on all the Jewish people. And the war started on June 4th in the morning, and I came on June 5th with the first airplane that was allowed to land in Israel, And the next morning, I was assigned to Kibbutz Shemer. I had an incredible time working the whole day. You know, morning from 5 o'clock until noon, then a little siesta, and back to the cows. You know, within days, Israel won the war, and we felt like it was a total historical revolution.
I was also the volunteer leader for about 6 years in Kibbutz Giniga, and I had a really great time these 6 years. And so I'm welcome here as a former volunteer, as a volunteer who stayed, as a volunteer leader, and I'm also part of the organization of the reunion trip. And I decided also to join the trip, and I must say, even though we are all so exhausted, we had such a great week. Maybe it's a bit unusual to come to stay in a kibbutz, not because of a man. So I came because of the kibbutz, and I met my husband afterwards. So at least I can't blame him for that, that I stayed.
Through the Gulf War, less and less volunteers came here. And we have here Kim Dale Sherwood, who is one that didn't fear to come during the war.
Firstly, I feel very honoured to be here, and I'm sure that applies to a lot of us. I came because I wanted to show solidarity with the friends that I had found and made on the kibbutz and worked with, and felt like we were brothers. And therefore, I thought it was my duty to come back here and help. I thought if the war was to get to involve Israel, then my friends on the kibbutz would be called up, and they would need my services in helping them out on the kibbutz, wherever they wanted me to be, and that's why I decided to come here, and I thoroughly, looking back, I thought it was thoroughly the right decision to make, and I enjoyed it overall.
I'm Rebecca from Germany, and I'm a volunteer in Kibbutz Tzora. There we go. When I came to the KBC, they said, "Oh, yeah, there's a few jobs. How do you feel about working with babies?" And I was like, "They're cute. Do they talk?" And they said, "No, they don't." I was like, "Okay, I don't know Hebrew. If they don't talk, it's fine." And I came to Azorea, and I really enjoyed it. I am still enjoying it a great deal. The best thing about volunteering is meeting all the people that are there from so many different countries. I don't know, like we have, actually in Azorea right now, we have somebody from every continent except Australia, so I think we're pretty good on this one. And the best part is we're all there, and we're all together. We're this really tight community. We're all equal. It doesn't matter which country we're from or which, I don't know, how much money our parents have on the bank accounts. It's just like the person you are, you're together, you live your entire life together, and also the contact with the kibbutzniks, going out and enjoying everything. So that's it's really cool, and I hope there's going to be many more volunteers afterwards.
Thank you very much.
Good evening to everybody that went out to get a beer and come back to the show. You're all welcome here. We want to have some fun, a nice kibbutz party, like the good old days.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you something I think you understand. Well, I'll tell you something, I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand. Oh please, say to me, you'll let me be your man. And please, say to me, just let me hold your hand. Now let me hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand. And when I touch you, I feel happy inside. It's such a feeling that my love I can hide, I can hide, I can hide. Well, you got that something, I think you understand.
spent time here meeting all the volunteers around Israel, getting to know all the experience of them, trying to share our experience with them.
No, it was really fun to be here around all the volunteers that are here from all over Israel, and it's really nice to know each other and to share all the things that we have here in Israel.
25 years I've been dreaming about coming back to Israel, visiting my kibbutz, reuniting with other volunteers, and this has been, it surpassed my wildest expectations. It's like I'm in a dream, and I wish it wouldn't end. I'm very grateful to Israel for inviting us back and for showing us such love. I really feel like I've come home.
It's been very interesting meeting people from all different kibbutzim and just finding out the different jobs, the different experiences that they've had, and it seems overwhelmingly like a very positive experience. My favorite activity here was looking at the big map of all the kibbutzim and seeing how many people around here, the different locations that they've lived on all throughout Israel. It's really neat.
I'm English. I volunteered at Kibbutz Einat, and then Kibbutz Hefzibah, and Kinneret, and Regavim, and Machanaim. Anyway, I went back to England and settled down to a very boring life. I had a boring job. And one winter's evening, I was watching television, and I saw how sunny and warm it was here, and I remembered the lovely times I had in Israel, so I decided to sell my house and pack my job in. This was 20 years ago, and I came back here, met Avi, my husband, and we've been married 20 years. And the film, that really brought back memories, the short film about the swimming pool, chatting up the Danish girl in the swimming pool, because that happened to me a lot. Very, very similar. Lovely hospitality, beer is what I remember. Absolutely the taste of the kibbutz.
Free booze, amazing girls. What more could you ask for? Just the pity we have to go home soon because I have work tomorrow, which kind of sucks. But hoping to stay a little bit later than usual.
My name is Jan Dennis. I'm from Belgium. I was in 1984 a volunteer in Kfar Blum in the north of Israel. I especially came back this year for this reunion because I wanted to see what's happening with the kibbutz now. And I'm very pleased that I hear that the kibbutz life is still there. Of course, it's under pressure by the modern society, but it's still there, and it was very good to hear that still nowadays youngsters are coming to Israel to enjoy kibbutz life. It's very good to see that the heritage is still there and that youngsters are still coming here.